Hi everyone, so welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a rather quirky and unusual project. So today I'm actually going to be making a small resin bowl, but it's going to be really unusual in the fact that I'm going to be using some of this. So what I have here is a bag of pasta animals. So this is purchased from my local supermarket, and I've got a few here to the side just to show you what comes in there. So you've got, so there you have a little lion, little elephant, and a little turtle. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm actually going to lay them into a really decorative pattern so that you can see all of the edges of the animals. And then once that's done, I'm going to pour in the resin. I'm going to try and do like a pearlescent green for the grass and then a very mild clear blue for the sky. Once that's been put into the pressure pot to cure, what I'll then do is get it mounted on the lathe and turn out the inside and make a really nice bowl. So hopefully it'll be quite translucent at the top and then have sort of a solid colour block at the bottom. So I'm going to get these all laid out, we'll get the resin poured in, pop it in the pressure pot, and then next time you see it, it'll be mounted on the lathe, ready to start turning. Okay, so I'm probably going to go about a third to halfway in green, and then I'm going to finish that off with the blue. So this will act as the grass, and then when I put the blue in, that'll act as the sky. And it's going to be really nice having the sort of pearlescent colourway. Oops. So you've got that lovely green colour that'll be coming through really nicely as the grass. And then I'm going to go for a very mild clear blue. So I'll only be using a drop or two of the pigment, and then I'll just give a really gentle blue haze. So that'll give a really nice sky effect, especially with all the animals being upright. Some of them upside down, but they're all sort of on edge. So yeah, should look really well. So I'm going to get this mixed up, and then we'll get it poured. So I don't want too subtle a colour, I want it to be a very vibrant green, so I've put quite a bit of green in there. And what I'm actually going to do is put just a couple of drops of the green pigment in there as well, just to darken the tone slightly. Just so it's not so apple green, and it should just darken it a little bit. So just put 3 drops in. There we go. And that should just bring, there we go. You can just see it's just giving a very slightly darkened hue to it there. So just while the green settles, I'm just going to mix up the blue ready for the sky. So this time it's just going to be just 2 drops, because I want it to be very, very subtle. It is going to be slightly difficult to gauge because of the opaque nature of the resin at the minute. I don't want it to be too dark, but at the same time I want it to have quite a nice light hue to it. So I think I'm going to risk it. I'm going to put 2 more drops. That might be too much, but let's give it a mix and let's see what happens. So there we have the bowl so far. So that's cured really nicely. It is a little bit lower than I wanted, but I'm not going to pour any more resin in there just in case it goes a bit squiffy. Not sure how it's going to react having a 3rd coat in. So what I'm going to do is make it a slightly shallower dish. So the next challenge I'm going to have is getting it out of the mould. Once it's unmoulded, I'm going to get it mounted onto the lathe and then we can start turning. So there we have our finished bowl. So really happy with the way this has come out. I love the way the colour goes from that sort of dark green through to that clear blue. So you can see right the way through there, you can see there's a little turtle on its side. The actual pasta itself has come out really well. You get some really nice images there of the actual animals, and the same on the underside. You can make out the animal shapes quite clearly. My only criticism with it is it's a little bit shallow. I probably could have taken a few more millimetres out of the bottom there, but I mean, you can see there, you can sort of see that it's relatively thin, but I could have taken a fraction more out. And also, when I actually filled the mould itself, there was a little bit of free space, and I probably could have made it a little bit thicker, and that would have just given me a little bit more height onto the dish itself. But I think it's still come out really well. I do love that finished result, and yeah, really happy with it. I'd give it a very strong 9 out of 10. Could be slightly taller, that's the only thing with it. Everything else has come out absolutely as I wanted it to. So I'm really happy with the end result. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you have, if you could do me a couple of favours, if you could please like and subscribe to the channel. If you hit that little bell notification, that'll let you know every time a video goes live. I'm still putting videos out every 2 weeks on a Friday, but as we move into the summer season, hopefully there'll be a few fun surprise projects along the way as well. You can check out the social media. I'm on Facebook and Instagram, and you can check out the website, which is purplehotwoodturning.co.uk. So thanks again for watching, stay safe, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you for the next video.